Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time seeing my videos. This is going to be my Pride month TBR. This is for my Mooing with Pride reading challenge. It's going to be taking place May 1st through the end of June, and I have been going through and I have bingo boards for this. I'm going to link the video of this so you can go and watch it if you'd like to participate. I'm doing every one of the prompts, so I have picked out 27 books, and you'll be able to see like how this might help you. You might be able to get some recs if you don't have any for certain prompts, and it's gonna be a fun time, and I'm really excited. It was actually a lot easier to pick books than I thought. I started really early. I was like, oh, like I might struggle. No, it was just like the gay books were jumping out at me. But I'm gonna start with bingo board number 1. That is the colored based ones, and I'm gonna have pictures of the books, so I'm just gonna go through the prompts. So for the blue cover, I'm going to be reading Winging It With You. The orange cover, I'm going to be reading Sidelined. The pink cover, I'm going to be reading Napkins and Other Distractions. The yellow cover, I'm going to be wearing Where Shadows Bloom. The neutral color will be Black Wings Beating. The purple color will be Carry On. The red cover will be Brighter Than Scale, Swifter Than Flame is what it's called. And the green cover would be Is Strange Bedfellows. And then the color of my choice, I thought it'd be more fun to use a random color generator, and I got pink. The Belle of the Ball is what I have selected for that. And I know nothing about these books because I wanted to go in as blind as possible to be able to get a full experience of reading these. So I literally just went on Storygraph and picked books if they had the collar, and I know nothing about really any of these. So that's going to be fun. And then, so that's the first bingo board. And then the second bingo board, I did have some more time with these ones because they were a bit interesting prompts that I created myself, obviously. But the first prompt was book with multiple POVs, and I am going to be reading Nobody in Particular. The best way to do it is like go through your TBR, and on Storygraph, if you see two names mentioned, two or more names mentioned, it's a good sign that it's a multiple POV, because typically in a single POV book, it doesn't mention the other characters by name. Like it'll usually be like, oh, Martha, blah 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 blah, and she finds love, blah 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 blah. But in a book where it's multiple POV, it will usually be like one paragraph will be like Martha is blah 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 blah, and the second paragraph will be like Jack, blah 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 blah. If it actually has them broken up, like there's a paragraph for a character on the Storygraph description, that's usually a very good sign that it's a multiple POV book. You also can just Google, like, is this book a multiple POV? But that's how I found the Nobody in Particular, because I was like, oh, I saw on Storygraph that I had 2 names listed with paragraphs for each one. So I was like, this is, no, it's going to be a multiple POV. So then the next prop was a fun cover. And I switched this one quite a bit because obviously a fun cover is open to interpretation. So I put books there, and then if I found a better prompt for them, I changed it. And I end up using this book called Let Them Stare. And it's hilarious because it's like a little toy dinosaur. And it's just so funny. It's so funny. Like, I love the cover for that book. It's gonna be so much fun. Don't even know what the actual book is about, but the cover is literally so much fun. And then book by a queer author. Obviously, all of these books are supposed to be like LGBT authors. So for this prompt, I picked a specific identity to try to find a book from that I thought would be beneficial to read about. And I ended up choosing to read a book about trans identity. So I found a book called Homebody that talks about trans identity and stuff. So that's kind of how you can do that prompt. Or you could just make it really simple and just use whatever book by LGBT author that you wanted. I just wanted a little bit of a challenge. So you could do, but you could be like, oh, asexual, you can do bisexual, you can do trans. Like, just if you want to do like if you want to use that to pick a certain kind of identity to read about, you could. Or you could just use it to be like another way to just get a random book in there that, as long as it's by a LGBT author, or at least covers an LGBT topic. And then the next one was the free space, which was any LGBT book of your choice, and I picked Saint, which is the 3rd book in the series that I literally have not even read, but I saw that it was gay, and I was like, I have plenty of time to read the first 2 books. I can always just read those first, so we'll see if I actually can. And then book by a PRC author, and I chose When the Tides Held the Moon. I think it's going to be a really good book. The cover is so much fun. So much fun, and it looks like it's going to be a really fun time. So that's why I've selected her. If you're seeing me look up, it's because I'm reading my spreadsheet, because this was too many books to remember all of them. 27 books off the top of my head? No way. And then it said read a book in a comfort genre, and my comfort genre is actually fantasy. I love fantasy, and I just find it the easiest to read. So I picked Fable for the End of the World. I have been seeing this everywhere. When I went to the bookstore last month, I saw it like a whole stand for it, and the book was like, oh my god, I need this book, and I didn't buy it because it was a special edition, so it was like $30. And I was like, oh, I don't really have the money for this. I didn't buy it that day, but when I found out it was gay, I was like, this is absolutely going into my TBR for this month. And then the other one was read a romance, so I picked I Think I Love You, read a book outside, and I picked the Tea Dragon Society because they're actually, like, on the cover, they're outside having a picnic. I was like, how fun is that I'd be outside reading a book about people being outside? So that's why it fit so perfectly. And then the last one for this bingo board was read a book in the morning, and this was just a random one because I read in the morning anyways. So I just picked The Ride of Her Life for like a cheesy little romance to have in the morning time. Okay, and then for the last bingo board, which is like the more harder prompts, the highest rated on your TBR, for my TBR, it's actually The Dark Air. It is a 4.5. Like, no other book on my TBR is even close to being that high. I mean, it's very well accepted and loved, and I had already read the first book, Dark Rise, and I just hadn't gotten around to reading the second one, but this is gonna be perfect. And then Set in Summer. This took me quite a bit of time, and then I felt so stupid because I literally had a book on my TBR called The Summer, A Bitter and Sweet. I was like, how the heck did I just not realize that I literally had a book with summer in the title? And I was like going through descriptions like, oh, this doesn't seem like it's in summer, when I had this very obvious choice right in front of me. So I'm gonna be reading that. And then the last page ends in a 2 or an 8. I picked A Bone in His Teeth, which is by an author that I'm really, really excited to read. And then the next one was released in June of any year. And I picked Now Conjurers, which I think is like a horror or a thriller. And then I used the random color generator again, and I got like teal, and I used They Bloom at Night because it's like close enough in my opinion to work. And then the I Have a Non-Reader Pick Your Reads, my boyfriend picked After Love. I had like 10 books on a list that they had on Libby, and he picked that one for the cover. He said it was really cute, and I'm excited. I tried reading it last year, and I just never got to it. So it'll be good to actually get to it this year. And then the author has the same initial as you, and actually, funny enough, this author has my full initials. I was like, dang, I wasn't expecting that. But they have my full initials, and it's the Teacher of the Year. I actually got this recommended by one of my friends' friends. So they literally were like, please tell May to read this book because they would love it. And I was like, I love my influence, that my influence is so widespread now that people that aren't even like directly my friend know what I like, and they just tell my friends to tell me. I love it. And then we're almost done. A book in your favorite genre. So once again, it's fantasy, so I picked The Prince of Sorrows. And then the last prompt was search on Pinterest or Google for a recommendation. And I went on Pinterest and I just typed in queer recommendation, and actually in the very first picture, it had a darker mischief, and I was like immediately interested in it. Like, the cover looks so cool. It looks like a scary academia gay book, which is like literally awesome. If I did the math, it's gonna be like 13 books a month roughly, which is a little bit less than I usually read. But after the huge month of reading that I'm doing right now, it'll be nice to have a little bit of a break to not read so much, because I'm reading 26 books this month, and it's been great but also very exhausting at the same time. So it's gonna be nice to just kick back, relax, and just read a bunch of gay books. And this is it. I hope you guys have liked this. I know this is a shorter video because I know I kind of ran through it, but it's mostly because I know nothing. I didn't really read descriptions for these books. I use Storygraph to help me, and I use like quick Google searches, but I don't know the premises for any of these because I wanted to be fully surprised with the gayness, and I just thought it'd be more enjoyable for me. So I walked you through the prompts and what books I picked, and when I do my wrap up, I will definitely give full descriptions with my feelings and everything. I am working on doing better with the descriptions because I'm still learning how to do a good job of to explain stuff without giving spoilers, because I said in my very first video I'm not Storygraph. But this is my TBR. I cannot wait to see what you guys are reading for Mooing with Pride if you're participating. If you need any help with prompts, you can let me know and I'll help you pick some out. If you can let me know if any of these you might pick up for yourself and pick for the readathon, you can let me know what bingo board you might be doing. And for an emoji, just do like, I don't know, do like a flower. That seems good. Do a flower. Any kind of flower that you want. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next Sunday. Next Sunday is my birthday. It's my birthday. I haven't showed a cow plushie in a long time. I'm at my desk, so I don't currently have one. So I'll use my little plant to say bye. Bye!